big swing there as this is high and deep out to right. And this park's not going to hold this one. It's gone. And this is swung on and pretty well hit. Out to deep left center field. And that ball is gone.
What is going on, YouTube familia? This is your boy Harlem Gamer bringing you MLB 13 The Show online gameplay. Online rated match. Anaheim Angels, Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim, California Angels, however you want to call them. That's the team I chose. Tommy Hanson, my pitcher. Actually the 5th pitcher in their starting rotation listed in this game. This is actually the pre-week 1 roster. So I found it weird that he was the 5th starter. He was the 2nd starter actually last year with Atlanta behind Tim Hudson. So to jump from 2 to 5 is a little weird, but you know, I guess that either says a lot about the guys over at Sony San Diego or about the Anaheim Angels pitching depth. Anyway, my opponent chose the Philadelphia Phillies. You probably already figured that from the beginning clip. Chase Utley, 2 home runs. First 3 at-bats, I believe. He had 2 home runs and a base hit or something like that. But those 2 home runs is just a taste of what this game was all about. Very, very good competitive game. Utley just destroyed those sliders. Those were 2 sliders that I tried to pitch low and outside, but I ended up missing with my location. He ended up blasting both of them. 1 to left and 1 to right. Anyway, first pitch here. Sorry, my opponent, by the way, chose Cliff Lee. First pitch swinging strike, Mike Trout. Cliff Lee, very, very solid veteran starter. Been with the Phillies, I think this is his 3rd year with Philadelphia. So it should be a pretty good pitching matchup. My opponent here, bottom of the 2nd, ends up scoring on an RBI single. There were runners on 1st and 3rd. The runner from 2nd did score. It is a 1-0 game. Next batter, Cliff Lee. He tries to do the suicide squeeze, or I don't know what it is he was doing there with the pitcher, but you never really do that with a pitcher on the plate. You do that with a quick runner, or someone who can actually execute a bunt perfectly, more like a leadoff hitter, etc., etc. But anyway, I don't know what I'm talking about because next pitch, slider, base hit to left field. Mike Trout gets the throw in. I don't even risk throwing home at this point. At that point, it was just not going to get that runner. Anyway, Chase Utley, there you see from one of the clips earlier, a huge blast, solo blast to right center field, making it a 3-0 game. Top of the 5th. Chris Iannetta with the blast to right field with a runner on 2nd. No question about that. He's not catching that, guys. Adios, baseball. 3-2 game. My opponent leads by 1 run. Later on that inning, Mike Trout, base hit, center field. Get that runner in from 1st. We're going to tie this game at 3, guys. It was actually, this was pretty much a momentum shift for me. It was just I was feeling just frustrated throughout this game. There, base hit, Eric Ibart, center field, same spot. Gonna score Trout from 3rd. Trout actually advanced from 1 to 3rd, from 1st to 3rd, on an error and a stolen base to 2nd, and an error by my opponent. I think it was a wild pitch. Anyway, next inning he ties it up at 4 with the 2nd home run by Chase Utley. There was no question about that. There was no way I was catching that, even with that red animation saying that I could have jumped for the ball. Anyway, we're going to jump to the top of the 10th. This did go into extra innings. I didn't want to, it wasn't really spoiling anything, but didn't want to show you anything that happened in the middle innings. It's just a lot of boring stuff. Anyway, my opponent here is trying to get my runner, Mike Trout. I take a lead, and I guess this is a test of wills to see who's going to bite or who's going to concede. But it won't matter because here he just gets me. It's a boneheaded play on my part. I guess I just wanted to see if I could try to get a steal there, but I end up getting one out. End up getting that out there. Probably could have scored that run had I been a little more patient, but who knows? Anyway, we're going to jump to the bottom of the 11th inning. My opponent couldn't get anything done. There I'm showing you the at-bat with Chase Utley because I just wanted to try to avoid him hitting another home run. That would have sent me to bed early. Because that would have just been the icing on my frustration cake for this game. Anyway, 2 low curveballs to the hitters. End up getting out of that inning, out of the bottom of the 11th. And actually, after that bottom of the 11th, After my opponent batted, I just wanted to concede. This was a really long game. I didn't want to continue. I was like, you know what, let me take a break. I tried to friendly quit. He said no, so I said, you know what, whatever. Let's just try to finish this game. Win or lose, it's a really good game. So we're gonna shift here to the bottom of the 13th. Jimmy Rollins batting, runner on second, base hit wins the game for my opponent. However, I'm not gonna allow him to do that. At least not with Rollins. I'm gonna walk Rollins, go for the lefty-lefty matchup here, and as you can see here, low two-seam fastball. Gonna try to get the grounder, which I do. Try to get the 3-6-3 double play, the 3-6-1 double play. However, it does not work out too. Doesn't work out too well. Although we do still have 2 outs. I'm gonna show you the series of pitches here against Howard. Low slider swinging. My rule is, you keep swinging at it, I'm going to keep throwing it. Low slider number 2. Swing and strike. Can we get him swinging on the 3rd low slider? Runner on 1st and 3rd. Yes, we do. Out of that inning. Bye-bye, Howard. We get out of that jam. Runners on 1st and 3rd. Any hit would have scored that run, win the game for him. I'm going to move to the top of the 14th. And Chris Iannetta. Now, this is one of the more boneheaded innings. I have to say, I mean, why did I bunt with Iannetta there? I could have swung the bat. I had no outs, and God knows, I was just so tired. I just didn't want to continue with this game. I practically was giving this game away to my opponent, but he couldn't capitalize, I guess. Anyway, still runners on 2nd and 3rd, pretty good situation. I have Borges batting, and a 0-0 count. I end up swinging at that garbage. Any base hit will take the lead, and I still haven't brought my closer in at this point. My closer is still in the bullpen. I warmed him up like 3-4 times. I kept warming him up and sitting him down because I didn't want to deplete his energy. But I do have my closer at my disposal. I tried the suicide squeeze with a 1-1 count. Very stupid. Now I have 2 outs, runner on 3rd. So I'm just hoping for any kind of miracle hit here. Nonetheless, my opponent throws a wild pitch. We're going to send Callaspo from 3rd. Take the risk. At this point, I'm like, you know what, whatever. Ends up scoring that run. What a play. Look at this slide, guys. I did the outside slide. I did up and to the right on the analog stick. And I ended up getting the tag in right under... I ended up getting the slide right under the tag. A very, very effective slide. It does. If I would have done that straight up, I would have gotten out. Of that inning. Would have extended it. Probably would have allowed my opponent to win in the bottom of the 14th. But anyway, we take a nice 5-4 lead in this game. At this point, I already started warming up my closer again, so I will substitute for Burnett. Here I have 4 choices. I have Romine, Calhoun, Snyder, and Conger. I'm gonna go with, I believe I go with Conger. He has the best power against righties, I believe. That's why I went with him, because they all have horrible contact against righties. So I just went with whoever had the most power, hope for a miracle. Runner on 1st. Try to get a nice security run, insurance run. Take a little, at least a 2-run lead into the bottom of the 14th inning. Here, my opponent, I think he thinks that he's gonna get me out again, but I don't take a lead. I don't take that risk. It's 2 outs. Why take a lead? I end up running Conger with the blast to right center field. Didn't even need to start running. Adios, baseball. You see that line drive home run? No doubt about that. Ain't nobody catching that. Take a 7-4 lead going into the bottom of the 14th inning. Runner on 1st base. My opponent hits a huge gapper to left center field. And at this point, we're a little nervous. That run from 1st will score, by the way. Obviously, is a very, very fast runner. So at this point, we're not feeling as good as we were after that Conger home run. My opponent has a runner on 2nd with a tying run at the plate. Any huge blast will tie this game, extending it, which is something I just did not want at this point. I just wanted this game to end, guys. Anyway, no outs, by the way. Line drive to left field. It's going to be caught. Could have actually been dropped by Trout, but Trout is a pretty stout. Yeah, look at that. I didn't even realize that Ryan Trout is stout in left field. And then the next batter, we're going to go end to end here with outs. My opponent will try to, he fakes the tag, but he sees, I guess he knew that my right fielder has a strong arm, so he wouldn't have gotten to third and would have probably ended the game. And we all know the age-old rule, you never make the first or the last out at third base. So my opponent wanted to avoid that at all costs. Anyway, my opponent will pinch hit for the pitcher. 2 outs, he has nothing to lose, everything to gain, with 1 swing of the bat. I'm going to show you the series of pitches here. That was a ball to start off the series, 1-0 pitch. Then low, could have been a strike. Have the umpire call balls and strikes on variable, so that was a little frustrating there. Next pitch, 2-0 count. We do get the fastball inside. We're going to try the same pitch. Fastball, he ends up swinging. It's actually wasn't the position that I wanted the fastball. We're going to try the fastball again, see if we get him swinging. It's going to be way inside for the ball. It's going to be a full count, 3-2. Runner on second, tying run at the plate. And the pitch, bloop to center field, will be caught for the out. The game is over. That is the end of the game, fellas. Hope you enjoyed it. Angels win. My opponent who chose the Phillies do get the loss. Very, very competitive matchup. One of my better games this year. One of my more competitive games this year. I guess I don't regret continuing this game. It didn't go as long as I thought it would. I think my mindset was, if it goes past like the 17th inning, just concede, because I had a really long game like this last year. Ended up going almost 2 hours, and it was just ridiculous. It went like in 23, 24 innings. Anyway, like I said, that's the end of the game, fellas. Hope you enjoyed it. Follow me on Twitter at HarlemGamer, HarlemGamer. Line score there: Angels 7, Philadelphia 5. We'll be bringing more videos, more league videos, more braided videos. Until next time, peace.